Hello, everybody. I'm here today with our special guest, Assemblymember Carlos Villapudua, who is our representative for District 13, which encompasses Stockton, Tracy, Lodi, Mountain House, Thornton. Anybody I'm leaving out?
Got it all, Motec.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is your first. You have just completed your first year in office as our state legislature for this area of the 209. So wanted to bring you in here today and just follow up and talk about what was your first year like.
First of all, thanks for having us. When I say us, it's my team, right? It's not just me as a legislator. It's been great. I mean, when people talk about the past and when we had so many people come into the hallways during the pandemic, it's been different for us. But I've enjoyed it. I'm enjoying it now. But it's a lot of hard work, both trying to balance the capital and the district. So it's been nice. We're working now to think about what's 2022 is going to look like. But this year we did a lot of good. We brought in a lot of money into the district. Some really good bills that I think that our district is going to benefit from.
So let's talk about some of your top bills. What should the community know? A lot of times people, they hear, oh, this person's your assembly member, or this person's your state senator. But a lot of people don't understand, the legislature and how that works. And you being the assembly member, what are some of the things that you accomplished that you want the community to be aware of?
Well, some of the bills that, so one was a big ag bill, right? 3 out of every 5 jobs are ag related here in San Joaquin County. And what we did, we brought in 30 million in for pollination. So every third bite comes from a pollinator, right? From being pollination. So that was good for ag, right? Folks that thought that they were going to get 5, we bumped it up and got them 30. So it was a huge grand slam for our ag community. The second bill that I fought hard for is for folks that are part of Human Service Agency that are trying to figure out how to get back into the workforce. And a lot of times they got to put community service in order for them to get funded. But we have a lot of folks that are doing that already, that they're out there trying to become the next business. So as they're creating their bill, as they're creating their business license, they can get credit for that. They don't have to put 20, 30 hours away. They can focus on what they wanted to do. That was one of the bills that we passed here, which is for us was really good. And then the one that I'm also very passionate is that, with human trafficking, for folks that have had a past, it's hard for them to get a job, no matter what. So they're in this vicious cycle. So what we did is that if they want to go for a state or county job, it's not that we're wiping out the record. They can apply and turn their lives around. So that for us, that was great for us, because here's folks that have been in the trenches and now want to change their lives around, and we're trying to change that background so that they can be part of society and have either a state job or a county job.
Nice. Now, speaking of crime related, I saw you announce on your page you wanted to start working on addressing a lot of these smash and grab robberies that have been taking place. A lot of people look at that being the result of laws that have been put out there, and the lowering of the threshold for grand theft and sort of the unintended consequence of some of the former laws that were passed, like Prop 47
Right.
and others. So what's your take on that?
It's killing businesses. A lot of the time that is not just covered by insurance, it's coming out of the business pocket. So there is a bill now. It's been tried, but it got killed. Assemblymember Cooper tried to bring it up. Now Jackie Irwin, she's bringing in a bill. I've been hearing this a lot. So we are in contact with her office. We're trying to literally dig into that bill not only just to be an author or co-author of it, but to try to figure out what else can we add to that, because it's smash and grabs are going everywhere. I mean, I was just in San Francisco, and it's businesses are just upset about this. You're seeing it here. You posted up one in Tracy, and it just got to end. We can't just let folks be booked and released. They have to pay the crime. If you're going to commit the crime, you're going to pay for it. And I'm sorry, but that's the hammer that we need to bring in.
Nice. I know there's a lot of people that are, it's getting a lot of attention and a lot of priority. Any other bills that have been kind of your favorite?
Well, besides bills, we have brought in money for, we brought in $55 million here. I know there's been talks about bringing a university.
Mm-hmm.
So one of my first actions of trying to figure out how can we do that was to figure out what happened. Why can't we, right? We're bigger than Merced. So I sat down with the education department and said, hey, what can we do to expedite that? So we brought in $55 million to Stockton Stanislaus campus. That's huge, because we're not looking at the administration part of it. We're just doing to expand, to have more classes. We also brought in several millions for Stockton PD. I brought in $5 million during the pandemic. I noticed that North Stockton didn't have a community center. And I brought many folks to kind of take a visit of how can we create a community center. And I saw that Oasis Center was really going right headfirst into fire.
This is the one on Hammer Lane?
Yeah. I sat with staff. They literally just wanted refrigeration for food. A place for folks that are in school, that if you're going to cut, this is kind of a safe haven. You can go there. Not that we're promoting cutting, right? But that they can go there and not be going out in the streets and getting in trouble. So there's so many different ideas that Oasis wants to do. So with staff, we brought in $5 million for them. Nice. And that's for a 2-year program. We brought some money for parks, for our kids that should have better, because we keep hearing there's nowhere for kids to go. So we are gonna put some more money into our parks and make sure that our kids are enjoying that.
That's great, and then that's important for the community to hear, because a lot of times, it gets lost as far as what's happening in Sacramento with our representatives and the benefits of that and the fruits of that labor. Speaking of fruits of labor, we have a big wine industry here.
I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah.
So I know you were critical in passing a law that affects and benefits the local wine industry.
In fact, here it is. So everyone has heard of the wine growler. I mean, the beer growler. We came up with our first bill to create the wine growler. So now somebody has to make it. That's a job. Someone has to sell it. That's another job. That's revenue back to the state, revenue back to city and county. And this is for you, man.
Oh, thank you.
It's a gift for you, man. So,
thank you.
Yeah, you put your wine in there and enjoy it. Yeah.
Well, that's perfect, because we just happen to have a bottle of wine.
All right.
Ready to go.
That's right. Local.
And it's, Michael David Winery, local. So we always try to support local businesses, and I'm sure there's a lot of local businesses that are happy about that, and the wine industry in general, is really getting a lot more recognition here in Lodi. I've heard that a lot more tourism is happening in Lodi with the wineries that used to just kind of go to Napa. So our local wine scene has really been taking off. So I'm sure
you'll see those in local wineries coming up.
Nice.
It's gonna be good.
Any other priorities that you have coming up for 2022?
2022 is going to be interesting, because I want to make sure that we go after jobs, right? Job creation is going to be number one. But before I even say that, is hope. Is really having hope for our community, giving hope not just the business community, but to our constituents. That we're going to change our community around. And, it started a lot with folks like yourself, right? Being out there, airing information about what's going on, the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? But making sure that there is hope. And that's what I really want to bring 2022. I want to look at jobs. AB 109 was almost a disaster, right? And you're kind of seeing it now. But what I want to do is put more vocational funds. So before, what happens right now, you get released and then you go learn a vocational. I want to make sure that when they get released, before they get released, that there's vocational, there's training. They're coming out certified. They're coming out already with a job. They're hired before they get released. And we're seeing it already in like an example like trucking. We're a trucking hub. 30 days you can have your license and be driving a $250,000 rig and making $80,000. You put 2 years under your belt, now you are now making over $100,000 with benefits.
Yeah, that's a major game changer. So I want to thank you for coming in today. I'm sure we'll have you on in the future to talk about some more laws you have coming up in the works for 2022. But I appreciate your time. I appreciate you being able to communicate with the community and pay attention to what our assembly member is doing. And he's working hard for the community, and that's a refreshing thing to see, because a lot of times it has not always been like that. So I definitely commend you on your hard work and wish you the best of luck and continue to represent for our community.
Vice versa. Thank you for what you do for our community too. And thank you for having me, because this is, for us, we only use 209 times, to get our message out, and you've been instrumental in that. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much.
Thank you, and everybody has a lot of love and respect for you. So we want to see you continue to represent on behalf of our community. Thank you again for coming here today. There you go, folks. Your assembly member. If you live in Stockton, Tracy, Thornton, Lodi, this is Carlos Villapudua. So thank you again.
Thank you, sir. Hey, so State Assemblymember Carlos Villapudua. I'm here with 209 times Motec Sanchez. I just want to thank your community, our community, and wish you all a Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's.
Salud. Yeah, this is going to come in handy.
There we go.